Hey guys, Mike here with MTR Construction. So this is the house here in Tustin. It's a kitchen remodel. Someone called us about removing a wall. So we're gonna take a look and hopefully show you guys some tips to look forward to. Let's go inside. And this is gonna be a new kitchen. The clients came to us. They had little kitchens, maybe about 12 feet wide right here. There was a wall separated into the old formal dining room section. And then they had a little kitchen table right here. So one of the things I want to talk to today is more or less what's behind the walls in remodeling. And this is going to go for, you know, your kitchen, your bathroom, pretty much anything. But what we have here today is a kitchen. So the first thing is you can see when we take out walls, we install these massive beams for the opening. And we'll kind of go into detail more on the posts and the framing. But when we have clients that come to us and they're like, hey, we just want to do a kitchen remodel and we want to take out a wall. Well, one of the things I want to show you today is what really gets affected when you're just taking out a wall or doing your kitchen. It never really just stops at that space. It involves the other areas as well. Could be some additional framing. It's definitely going to require electrical and some drywall patching, painting, floors. So it kind of morphs into a much bigger project than most people really think. So right here, you can see that there's nothing left that was here before. The electrical has been completely rewired. The plumbing, this is one thing we pretty much always do, is we have the existing drain line right here, but everything from here up to the vent we replace. We always do this. This is pretty standard for us in any kitchen we do. The reason for that is you don't want to get a call back. You don't want to get a call back that maybe there's I don't know, a hole in the vent line and you're getting a bad smell. You want to make sure that where your drain line comes right here, you don't get a clog before going into the main drain, because there's going to be a clean out on this backside for a plumber to get into later. Maybe when the house was built, maybe there wasn't a clean out there. Maybe the clean outs may be back at the end of the line. The other part is you can see all the orange and white. This is all brand new wires behind the wall. Now, the way it works is you have an old home, you might have 4 circuits in your kitchen. You're gonna have one for some appliances, your lights, your plugs, and maybe you have like a 40 amp circuit for your old oven. But the new code requires every single appliance gets their own circuit. And that could be a 20 amp, it could be a 30 amp, just depends on what appliance you get, and we go off of those specs. The other part is wherever your countertops are, you're gonna have to have its own dedicated circuit for that section of counter. If the countertop breaks from one section to the other, that's gonna be another section that's gonna require its own circuit. Your lights are gonna have to be on its own circuit as well. All the lighting now is LED. So on top of that, you want to make sure that they're IC rated for insulation to butt up right to them. So the other part is going to be, we always do under cabinet lighting. All of our lighting's low voltage, so it's going to be LED tape with the diffuser on the top. The other parts is this homeowner wanted to have their outlets on the wall here. So you're going to have a backsplash outlet right next to the window, which we have boarded up right now. And then you have another one right here. This is going to be for their fridge location. So this is a dedicated circuit. But this one you can see right here, we have a low voltage line, which is the white one. And then we have this 20 amp circuit, which is the yellow. So Romex, it's a 12-2. This is going to be for power strip plugs that go underneath the upper cabinets. This is so when you look at the backsplash, you do not see any outlets. You're just going to have to go and plug your outlet up. The nice part about it is that if you have a section of upper here, instead of just one plug, you're going to have maybe 4 right here, and you can pick and choose. You come over here, maybe that power strip is 3 feet, and you can kind of plug in wherever you want. And same thing over here. We have a new panel. Let's see, we have power that goes from the junction box over here, comes up to our island, which again, I think we have probably we have 3 circuits. So there might be microwave, maybe there could be some other fridge, mini fridge or beverage fridge. And then you're gonna have another circuit for your plugs on the island. So you can see that we had to open up a ton for a kitchen. Now, a lot of people come to us, and I think the biggest, it's flying around. One of the biggest things is when we give our pricing to homeowners, I think most of the time people get a little sticker shock. For us, we know what's going to be involved in something like this, so we're not going to go to the homeowner and say, okay, well, your plans really isolate you to your kitchen. And then later on, once we open up walls, say, well, the inspector's now requesting us to update plugs in this room because now the wall's gone and this room is now part of that room. So you can see right here, we have new plugs next to the fireplace. Fireplace is being redone. This is actually going to be turned into an electric fireplace. And then we have a TV up here above the fireplace. And what we do is this is kind of sit and looped right here. This allows us, so once the drywall and insulation is done, we have our conduit run and our power here. So later on, we can decide exactly where we want the plug for the TV. You know, right now, if we were to put one here, and by the time we mount the box, maybe it has to move and then there's more drywall patching. So this gives us flexibility later on to just grab the wire and put our box exactly where we want. When we did the panel, we had to run a ground and a bonding wire out to the main water line connection. So, I mean, you can see there's just a ton of drywall patching and extra insulation that's gonna have to be done just for something where someone called us for a kitchen. But if you don't do it now, you're just gonna end up having to get into your walls later, or it's gonna be one of those situations where the inspector comes out during that time and you just get hit with extra change orders. So for us, we already know that this is something that's gonna be required, and most of the time homeowners are gonna wanna do it. It's just easier to do at the same time. So I hope this helps you. And if you have any other comments or questions about a kitchen remodel, please let us know and hit the subscribe button below.